Hello everyone, Tater here. I am filming my January wrap-up and my February TBR. Yeah, I got a lot of reading done in January, and I have some kind of exciting things going on for February, so let's get to it. The first book that I read in January was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is my first book of the year, and I'm glad that there was this book. Unfortunately, the copy that I ended up buying was a misprint, so there's about 30 pages missing in the middle. That's around the Christmas party, which makes me really sad, but I got a brand new copy, so I'm gonna reread it very soon. So there's that. I really enjoyed this. It was a great way to start the year for me, so if you haven't read this yet, you should definitely go check it out because it's great. The next book that I read in January was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This was the first book that I read in the Bout of Books 9.0 readathon. Again, I really enjoyed this. This was fantastic. This was a great kickoff to the readathon, and Hollow City came out last month, so you should probably read this because it's fantastic and kind of creepy, but also really awesome and cute. And I don't know, this book was great. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read as part of the Bout of Books readathon was Pretty in Pink by H.B. Gilmore. This is a book based off of the screenplay for the movie Pretty in Pink by John Hughes, and it was great. If you love the movie but you didn't like the ending, I suggest you read this one because the ending's a little wonderfully different. So yeah, I don't know, this is also really great. It was really well written. I was expecting it to be really cheesy, but I really liked it. So I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars as well. It was the next book that I read was Happenstance Found, the first book in the Books of Umber series by P.W. Cantonese. This is a middle grade series, and it's about our main character, Happenstance, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars only because it took a while for the plot to get going, so it was kind of hard for me to stay interested in it, but once the plot did pick up, it was really enjoyable. So if I ever find a copy of the second book in this series, I will probably pick it up because I really did enjoy this. Thing that I read in January was Guitar Girl by Sarah Manning, and oh my goodness, guys. If you saw my wrap-up for the Bout of Books 9.0 readathon, you'll see how great this book was. It was beautifully written, all of the characters are lovely, and it's also very heartbreaking and great, and I don't know, if you haven't read a Sarah Manning book and you have been meaning to, I suggest you pick up Guitar Girl because it was awesome. This was a definite, hands down, 5 out of 5 stars for me. So yeah, it was fantastic. And the last book that I read as part of the Bout of Books 9.0 was Witness by Karen Hesse, and I don't have the copy anymore because I gave it away because I really did not enjoy the story, which is really unfortunate because it had a really good idea. It just wasn't what I was expecting. The next book that I read as part of this month was Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. I don't have this book anymore because it was a library book, and it was fantastic. It was well written. It was beautiful. The story broke my heart. If you're into Neverland things, I suggest you go read Tiger Lily because it's great. And the next book that I read was also a library book, so I don't have my copy with me anymore, but that was The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is slowly becoming one of my favorite authors only because he writes so wonderfully. It was just really good. I can't suggest it enough. His children's novels are very accessible, so you should definitely go read The Graveyard Book. The last book that I read in January was Egghead by Bo Burnham, and Allie's Bookish Life was holding a giveaway for subscriptions, and she was celebrating, and she was giving this book away, and I won, and I was so excited because Bo Burnham is literally one of my favorite human beings. He's so funny, and he's so fantastic, and if you guys haven't heard a Bo Burnham song, I suggest you go listen to all of them. Go watch his new comedy show, What? Because, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But anyways, Egghead is basically a adult Shel Silverstein book. So it has really funky drawings in it, and poems written by Bo Burnham, and a lot of them are really, piss funny, but some of them are really heartfelt and touching. And I definitely think I'm going to be doing a full review on this so I can quote some of the poems, because this book was awesome. This was a hands down quick 5 out of 5 stars, because the day that I got it, I picked it up and could not put it down because of how good it was. It took me, I read it in like 45 minutes because I literally could not stop. So I have a feeling this is going to be a book that I read whenever I feel crappy. I'm just going to pick up Egghead. And then a book that I started last month and will be reading the rest of this month is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. And oh my Lanta, I am so excited because George R.R. Martin is a freaking incredible author. He's so good, and he's just a genius, and I love it, and he's great. So everybody should go read A Game of Thrones, because go read it. Game of Thrones right now. I am currently reading Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, and I'm reading this for my Intro into World Religions class in university. I don't have my copy with me right now because it's off in another room, and I don't feel like going to get it. So I have to have it read by the end of this week, but I'm really looking forward to rereading it because I read it in high school and I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to rereading it and seeing what else the story has to offer. So that was my January. A Game of Thrones and Siddhartha is going to be my February so far. If I finish either of those and have the itch to read, then I will definitely read something new, and I will keep you guys updated on when I read. So that's all I have to say for right now, guys. Warm wishes from my bookshelf to yours. Bye.